Today we're at Celilo Restaurant and Bar, and we are talking about sharpening knives, something that we do quite frequently, and a good basic step towards getting your kitchen ready for use. I've got two knives down here, one which I've been working on a little bit, a knife made with German steel and a knife made with American steel. It's important to talk about this because there is a distinct difference between the two. This is very hard steel, this is very soft steel. What does that mean? It means this is hard to sharpen, but once it's sharp, it stays sharp. This, easier to sharpen, it doesn't hold the edge for as long. This is the knife that I work with on a day-to-day basis in the kitchen, so I'm going to demonstrate on this one. I have a sharpening stone here, and I have sharpening steel, two tools that serve different purposes. Stone is used for grinding the blade, which means that once it is not sharp any longer, we work on the stone to get it back to sharpness. Steel is for honing the blade. We use it regularly to take a sharp blade and bring out that exacting cutting edge. This stone has three sides: a coarse side, a medium, and then a fine grind, and you use them in that order for your rough work, your middle work, and then your finishing work. And it's all lubricated with mineral oil found in your pharmacy or supermarket. Keeps things flowing. So, proper sharpening technique. We think of the blade in terms of the cross-section of the blade. It has two edges that are thick at the top, tapering slightly as they approach the bottom of the blade. Then it takes a steep V as it comes to a point, the cutting edge. So to demonstrate with my hands, the blade edges narrow gradually and then take a sharp edge. And this is our cutting piece right here. So what we're working on is grinding this side and this side here of just that cutting edge. It's that last millimeter of the blade. We work two different angles. The first thing we do is with the coarse blade, we start on a very steep angle, and we grind from the end of the blade all the way up to the tip, being sure to maintain the same blade angle the whole way through, using moderate pressure. Pulling back. And what I'm working on is the upper part of that last steep V to make sure that I can access the cutting edge of the knife. I use a rag to keep the stone in place, and I can also wipe off the excess oil. Now I'm sharpening. I use a steeper angle. So before, a very gradual angle, and now a steeper angle. And what I'm doing, again, from the end up to the tip, preserving that angle at all times, I'm sharpening this blade. Cleaning off on my rag the bits of steel that have been ground off of the blade. And I'm checking for sharpness. I want this blade to grab onto my skin. I'm pulling across it very carefully. And this has got lots of grippiness to it, so I know that it's already there. Now I'm going to go to the fine, and I'm going to keep the same angle that I had before. And I'm going to use just a few more strokes. This is going to pull out those last final cutting teeth that are on my blade. Now this blade is ready to chop with. After I've used it and I've dulled the edge a little bit, I go to my sharpening steel, and that is going to hone the edge or bring out those cutting teeth so that the blade has got that accentuated sharpness. I use the steel in exactly the same way. The same angle that I use on the stone, starting at the base of the knife and the base of the steel, and working it gradually through the tip, coming back on the opposite angle, out and back. The steel needs two strokes on each side and no more than that. When you see people giving the it's not accomplishing anything because the sharpness has been found with the first two strokes. After that, all they're doing is taking the sharpening edge and moving it one way and back again, one way and back again. This knife is sharp and ready for business.